Hello, welcome back. It's been a very long time. I won't say a very long time. It's been like maybe 3 weeks since I posted. But I don't know. It just involves society on why I haven't been posting as much. Just because you got to keep working, pay the bills, but also with my girlfriend, she makes my life better. So, anyways, I wanted to get on here and talk about where humans are at on the conscious scale right now, because I feel like we're in a era of humanity where consciousness is very weird right now. We have a split world of lower consciousness and higher consciousness. And before we get into the details of this, I just want to put this out here before I even talk about all this stuff. If you have a higher consciousness than someone else, or a better understanding of the world than someone else, that does not mean that you are better. I just want to put that out there for anybody that has like some sort of spiritual ego or anything like that, some sort of complex that makes them seem like, they're better than everyone else because they know more, or they this and that. It's not a competition. At the end of the day, it's humanity versus the system. So, anyways, in the last couple years, the biggest, let's see, collective upgrade of consciousness was with COVID. Because during that time in COVID, we had to, really just sit with ourselves. We were forced to. And that sparked a lot of people's sort of awareness, consciousness of everything that's going on in the world, and also become free from the illusion of what society puts on us with consumerism and religions and complexes within our brain and such. But I really do feel like with everything that's going on right now in America, that there's going to be a wave of people that end up, just from the side effect of being in society, realize that a lot of stuff is not the way it should be, and how broken society is right now. First off, for any of the Republicans that are in here, I don't mean any hatred towards you guys or anything, but we do not have a good leader for America. He is destroying this country. I don't care what anybody says. He is destroying this country. And if you say otherwise, I'm sorry to say, but you are looking at the wrong stuff. You are looking at the wrong information. Because misinformation is it's a very bad problem right now. Ever since the internet was created, false information is just the normal now. Because society gets to choose what we see. But anyways, the American leader right now, he's not a leader. I don't care what anybody says. He's not a leader, and he is not right for the U.S. And I don't even know how he even got into office, besides the fact that we don't have control over any of what we see as democracy, because right now everything is being exposed. I mean, if you guys see everything that's going on right now, you can see how corrupted the government is, for the however long this has been going on for. Because I do believe there was one last real president before the government was taking control of other countries, specifically Israel. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not going to get into right now, because I want to talk about consciousness today. And as a democracy, we can't really change anything about this, because our form of democracy isn't really a democracy. It's just an illusion, so it makes us feel like we have some sort of control over what the government does to its own people, but we don't. It's getting bad out here. I mean, I'm living in history. We're all living in history right now. But that's besides the point. Anyways, with all this outrage and just overall stupidity and false sense of reality, really showing its true colors right now, I really do see humanity as a whole and collectively, their consciousness is going to be raised from this era of history that we are in. I feel like a lot of people are starting to become more conscious and aware of the corruption that is this society and the system that the government is entrapping us in, with inflation and also just taking our rights away, like food. Apparently food isn't a right anymore in America, which is crazy to me, but it's besides the point as well. If you are a non-American and you are seeing all this unfold, I'm sure you're laughing your asses off at the people that chose to put this guy in office, because get a load of this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he's doing, bro. Anyways, we really do need that level up in consciousness collectively, because without it, it's just going to keep staying the same way for humanity until we inevitably just end ourselves off this planet. So, with that being said, a lot of people are getting fed up with all of this malarkey that's going on right now. And a lot of people are being shown that the false sense of reality and the complexes and programs that society is pushing, it's not working anymore. You can't even lie to the people anymore, because the people know that you're lying. We just assume that everyone is lying now when it comes to people in power, because what do we know anymore? People don't trust the system. They don't trust society anymore, which means that we're all going to start turning to ourselves for what it is that we need to actually figure out what's real. We have to actually go on our own journey to figure out what's real and what's not an illusion, what's not a lie, the truth. And that's the thing. The world lacks truth right now. And I'm talking about everywhere. Anywhere that has some sort of government that is involving money over the people is going to lie to you, because they don't give a damn about their people. They just care about how much money they're getting. A good example is the administration that's in office right now. They don't really care about the people. They care about the money. And that's the sad part, because greed is taking over the world right now. With, trying to save as much money as possible for things that keep people alive. And also just AI. AI is becoming a very big problem now. And I mentioned this a long time ago in one of my videos, where dystopia is coming. It's beginning. We are still in the beginning of dystopia, but there's nothing we can do about it besides say our words and hope that someone good actually puts them to use. And that's the thing. Because of this society and how it works, there are classes. With classes, that means that everybody is going to be separate from everybody else because they're in their own class. There are different tiers to this class that we have in our society, but when it comes to how much power each person has in each class, it's very minuscule when it comes to the people that are at the top of society. So, when it comes to the lower classes, we know it's right because we are living, just as regular people. We don't have billions of dollars in our pocket to spend on stuff for anything, really. We're struggling to survive out here with financial stability. So we know what needs to be changed. But, of course, when it comes to the government right now, they listen to the rich people that are at the top of, society. They are the highest class that you could get. And those people that have the money, they're not going to make decisions based on what lower classes are experiencing right now. They're going to make decisions based on their own personal goals or views. And that's not right. It's not right at all. The lower class actually will give the information that's needed for the society to not, it's already broken. So we can't not break it because it's already broken. But we can surely fix it. I mean, there's still time that we can fix it before it inevitably dooms. But it's going to take time. And that's why I bring the consciousness into play, because the higher someone's consciousness is, the more likely they are to make a truthful decision and speak the truth into existence. But until we get someone good to fight for us, society is going to be the same. All these leaders that we have now, they're just people in their ego and in their lower consciousness state, making decisions based on their own personal opinions, and most of them just want the money. Greed. That's one of the sins right there. Greed. And with this greed, it's causing corruption. Because it's exposing the people in the government, but also in other countries, what they are willing to do in order to maintain that power position that they're in, but also to keep the money that they keep getting from other powerful people. And they don't care how they get their money. They will lie their ass off to make sure that they get their money. And I don't get how anybody even believes the lies that they say. But that's because the world right now is full of misinformation. We don't know what's real and what's fake. And AI is actually adding to that by making everything seem so real, we can't tell what's real from reality. We can't differentiate between the two anymore. I mean, I feel like you can still differentiate between the two right now, but in the next couple of years, probably not. And that's going to be a problem as well. But that's another topic for another day as well. Anyways, when it comes to everything about just consciousness, consciousness brings wisdom. And with wisdom comes more decisions that are based on morals and also just the truth. And when more people become more conscious, as we are now, because this big wave of just corruption and lies and money and greed and everything that's bad is being shown us right now, we are choosing to look at the truth rather than to follow the lies. And with the truth, we can actually do something with that. We can't do anything with a lie because it's not true. But if we can do something with the truth, that will cause a lot more progress in the right direction than it ever would than what's going on now. And I think it starts with our generation, because I feel like my generation is the first generation to actually have a higher level of consciousness than a majority of older people in this society. And I've mentioned this on my story before, but I do think that old people have some sort of play in this. You know, I'm not saying old people are bad, but old people, they don't really make the good decisions anymore because, first off, they're getting old. Their mind is getting old. And second off, they're still stuck in traditional ways. Most of them. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them. And most of the old people are just closed-minded when it comes to situations and decisions and topics of discussion. So until we get this older generation to move on out of the system, then also nothing is going to change. Because we need bright, new, young minds that are powered by a higher level of consciousness as well to make decisions that will benefit everybody in society, not just a certain demographic of society, you know? Because it's not about the two parties, which one you choose. Honestly, I'm neutral. I don't care, because being neutral right now is honestly the best place to be. Because if you go on either side, you're just going to pick a side. And politics already splits America. So why would I want to partake in something that is going against my cause of unity than partaking in it. It's because I'm not a follower. I don't vote because I don't have control in voting. At the end of the day, the electoral college gets to choose who goes into office. So why does it even matter? Anyways, I can already feel somebody or something, going to come in the comments or something and say, like, you're the problem. You're not voting. And that's the thing. If you are partaking in any form of government just activity, you are not really doing anything. I mean, I'm not saying this to personally attack any person, okay? But we as a society are born into a broken system. As Americans, I should say, we are born into a broken system that sticks you into a classroom to learn pointless information. In fact, history that has been tampered with in order for you to grow up to then make money for said government. And then on top of that, we have been programmed to vote for said government. But you have to choose between the parties. You can't choose between, what you actually think belongs there. You have to choose between what's there. We basically get bottom of the barrel picks. And if you are listening to me right now and you're like, you are talking nonsense, honestly, I'm just going to say this. You are delusional to think that we have any sort of control in any of this at all. The normal common person does not have any control over this at all. And I feel like that's another thing when it comes to the consciousness as well, because the higher people are consciously, they realize that they're just here. They don't really have any control over anything in this existence besides our own actions. But even then, that's still a question. There's still a question of free will, because the human mind is its own entity. So take that what you will, But that's a whole nother topic too. So what is it going to take for us to change? Consciousness. That's it. Consciousness brings unity. Unity brings peace. Peace is love. And right now we don't have enough of that. I just don't really know what to do here. I mean, as a young beginning into the workforce man, I've lost all hope for America. It's getting to the point where it's either I stay here and continue the life that I'm living that I know is fake and illusionary and bad for me, or I move to another country and just leave my life behind and everybody else in it. And I just can't do that. It's like we're either forced to leave if we don't want to live delusion, or we're forced to stay and live in delusion. And I think that's the reason why I'm wanting to stay, is because I want to fight the system. I want to expose the system for what it is. With all the illusions and how fake it is, all the lies, all the corruption, all the greed. Where do we even start, There's just so much to go into. But I think that's all I wanted to get off my chest. I guess the summary of this video is, we're at a point where consciousness is starting to rise as older people die off and younger people begin to take the way. But it kind of just depends on how our parents and how the school system treats our young people. And right now, a lot of young people's heads are stuck in their phones because they live in the digital age. The brain is going. The food's rotting at their body as well. The water. Not to mention the financial difficulties in America right now. But, I feel like this is all just a test for our generation. Because our generation is strong. It's very powerful. We know a lot that a lot of older people don't know. Just because we've lived enough of the lies and illusions and the corruption, and we want change. I trust and hope that just my generation and the generations after me save the world and save humanity before it's destroyed. But this is my first step into trying to save humanity before it's destroyed, is voicing my opinions and saying what I think needs to be said. And there's some things I want to say that I don't feel like I can say because I'm scared that if I say it, I will die. Like, this is literally how I feel now. Like, if I say something bad that someone of power knows is true and they don't want it to be let out, by all means, they could just kill me if they wanted to. That's how society is now. If someone is a threat to you, that you just take it out because people have the resources for it. And it's like, some people might say, like, oh, you're just a guy in, Virginia. Like, you're just one guy. Like, why would they want to take you out of all people? People that go against the system and say anything that is true about what the corruption and the greed and just the evil of this world, they could get taken out. I mean, we already have seen firsthand that can happen. And then there's also, they don't even know you, this and that. But it's like, if I have a Gmail account, I'm sure as hell that someone important knows that I exist just because I am in one of their data centers right now. It's all a very interesting, complex topic. But I trust that consciousness will lead the way. And I just hope that even with society and how it is right now, that everything gets better. Because if this is my life, I don't really want it. Not here in America, at least. I guess the one thing that I am kind of working through right now is just trying to be more brave with my words. Because right now I just feel scared about what to say. Because I know the things that I want to say are controversial. And I know that people are going to be on the opposite side of me because of my views and opinions, but I'm trusting and hoping that people will be on my side when it comes to the views and opinions and things that I say. Because that majority that is against what I say, I mean, at the end of the day, they don't really matter when it comes to their opinions and this and that, because we all have our own opinions, you know, and everybody can choose sides and this and that. But usually the people that oppose what I say are the people that don't even know what's going on. They're just being a follower. That's the problem. We have too many followers, not enough leaders. We don't have enough good leaders in this world. Anyways, this was kind of a long video. I'm gonna leave it here. But I will say the last thing that I'm gonna say is that I did make a new channel. It's gonna be for just gaming, like Battlefield and Minecraft and Rocket League and stuff like that. But it's just gonna be like a good bit of gameplay from each Twitch stream that I do onto the gaming channel, so you can then watch it. I do have a video that I haven't posted yet on the gaming channel, just because I've been chilling and resting and soaking in society and being utterly amazed but also stunned at where society is going right now. But yeah, I'm gonna post it. It was a Battlefield 6 video, well, a match, and it was a really fun match. There was some tank gameplay in there and some infantry gameplay in there and all that. But I'm gonna post it when I get the time. But you can find the channel on the link tree. I already put it on the link tree. It's just Camera the Creator. I changed my name back to Kel L for this channel because Kel L is here. He's scared. He's scared to say what he wants to say, but he is here. But Camera the Creator, that is just like the gaming channel. So anything that's not really, I guess anything that's for more entertainment purposes when it comes to gaming, that will be over there. And then all the stuff over here, like deep dives, controversial topics, spiritual topics, consciousness, philosophy, it's all going to be on this channel. So I just want to keep it separate because I feel like one entity is about truth and one entity is just to feed your ego. So Cameron the Creator is there to feed your ego. Kel-El is here to feed your soul. That's the two people that I have within myself. So we're going to keep it balanced like that. Keep it separated. Even though one person, just two people. Anyways, I love y'all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.